Codemancer is a fantastical game which teaches the basics of programming to 6 to 12-year-olds. It's designed to appeal to kids who wouldn't normally be drawn to a programming game, and to be accessible to people with a wide range of ability. You play as Aurora, a young girl who needs to learn magic to rescue her dad, but magic in Aurora's world works the same way that programming does in ours. With features like a fully voiced narrative and tutorials with no reading required, no numbers over 5, and no Arabic numerals at all text in open dyslexic font, a pause time feature which helps kids with motor issues, and a unique visual programming interface with a minimum of dragging and dropping, Codemancer breaks down barriers that may have discouraged some kids from experiencing the power of coding. First and foremost, Codemancer's goal is to create a positive affect towards programming. We achieve this with pleasant visuals and story, a carefully tuned difficulty curve, and a programming interface which hides the most frustrating and irrelevant elements of programming. Secondly, Codemancer teaches the habits of mind, which make programming such a valuable field of study, even divorced from any computing machinery. By this I mean things like planning, problem solving, resilience, and that ill-defined term, computational thinking. We build up the player's resilience by ramping up the cost of failure very smoothly, starting from the lowest possible consequences. Competence in these other areas is achieved in part by deliberately withholding certain information which players must then learn to simulate in their minds. For example, the path of the avatar could easily be marked on screen before a program or spell is even run, but this would defeat the need for the mental simulation muscles we help the player to build. Lastly, we teach a non-traditional series of concrete skills used in programming: sequential algorithms, debugging, looping constructs, scope, functions, arguments, and finally concurrent programming. These are all represented within the interface in different ways. Some more analogous to their real-life usage than others, but all in a way that makes them easy to understand and easy to manipulate.
We can catch up with those dad-napping puppets in 2 weeks at most.
Do make haste, Aurora, but learn as much as you can on your way.
Codemancer was the first of its kind, a programming game which doesn't just present a series of puzzles but has a narrative backbone inspired by the great works of young adult fantasy such as The Golden Compass, Mistborn, Sabriel, and many more.
You'll get your sea stomach soon enough.
It's a narrative that appeals to kids who aren't necessarily enamored with technology, which is pretty unique in the field. The story is set in a magical contemporary universe with a varied cast of characters. Its topics and themes are things like loss, facing setbacks, and fear of inadequacy. All challenging topics we tackle in our lives, but appropriate to our target audience. Codemancer is currently available for $10 on Mac and PC, and $5 on iPad and Android, but I put it on sale frequently and even make it free sometimes. It was free for a month at the start of the pandemic. I hope I've outlined what makes Codemancer so special and such an effective learning game, and I appreciate the consideration you give it for this prestigious award. Thank you so much.